Ridgid versus Makita, LXT versus Octane, 18 volt versus 36 volt. Two circular saws going head to head right now. You pick the winner. Let's talk about the specs, the power, the speed. Let's get her going. I gotta say, I think this one was much anticipated. The Makita 36 volt going up against a Ridgid Octane circular saw. Both blades on the right side of the saw, which is absolutely going to drive me crazy this entire video because I'm right-handed. On the 36 volt Makita, we're using two 5AH batteries. On the Ridgid Octane, we are using one 18 volt 9.0. We're going to slice it, we're going to dice it, we're going to use and abuse this entire video. We're going to see which one holds out the best, which one has the most power. But we got to start out with one first. Let's make that the Ridgid. Now, the Ridgid 7 1/4 circular saw, it is the Octane brushless model. You're looking at $149 for this saw, and that's the tool only. Definitely got a lot of cool features on this saw. The one thing I will tell you that works very well is the blade guard, something I can't say for, well, the Makita. We'll talk about that here in a bit, but you do have the rafter hook, which I like. It is adjustable. You can move that up and down on the handle if you want. It just works out really nice, and I like how it is positioned. Now, you also got the positive stops. Really simple and easy to make. Those positive stops work very, very well. Check out how many positive stops you actually get. You got the 0 degree, you got the 15 degree, the 22.5 degree, the 30 degree, the 45 degree, and the 56 degree bevel. That's real nice like. And not only that, you get the built-in wrench right on the side here, onboard storage, so if you want to change that blade. You also got the handle right there, it's positioned very well. You also got the blade stop right here, so you push that button down, it locks that blade up. Now you can take the blade off, put the blade on. Don't gotta worry about getting injured. You also have that paddle style safety switch right here. You push down, squeeze that trigger, it works very nice. Now as far as it goes with the feel, it feels pretty good in the hands, but it is bulky. You're also looking at about 8.6 pounds for the saw. Now, as far as it goes with the guard and the base, you do got that pretty heavy gauge metal right there. The only issue I have with this is that it's a little bit hard to see the numbers on it. Fine, very well. So if you do have trouble seeing, this might not be the right saw for you. As far as it goes with the bevel though, really, really nice. And that LED light, it's a little bit softer, but it works pretty well. Now, the maximum cutting depth at 90 degrees is 1.8125 inches. Again, the bevel capacity goes up to 56. Your maximum RPM on this, 5,600. Now, they do say it is the industry-leading 2 11/16 inch depth of cut. And yeah, you even get the positive stops on the depth adjustment. And before I forget, you do get the LSA, Lifetime Service Agreement, on this saw. Well, let's check out that blade break real quick. And just an FYI, it does stop much quicker than the Makita blade does. You can also put your guide fence right here up in the front. I don't know where the bolt is though. This also comes with a dust chute that you can attach and hook a vac up to. All in all, a very well built, heavy duty saw if you ask me. Definitely powerful too. Now, let's move it over to the Makita, and once we're done talking those specs and price, we're going to slice and dice, we're going to use and abuse. Now, this was sent over by Acme Tools for us to take a look at. Thank you, Acme. I appreciate that. I make no bones about it. Makitas are probably some of my favorite saws. This right here is just like every other saw. It is Porsche-like, and I always say that in the videos. The 36 volt, it is powerful. We're using two 5.0 batteries on this. Right-sided blade again, but check out how prominent those numbers are. You can see so clearly that base and everything is magnesium. Just an awesome, super heavy-duty feel, but yet has the sleekness and the comfort that you would expect from Makita. Now, you have to have the two batteries. You do have the battery indicator light right up on top of the saw. I have to admit, I am warming up to the two batteries from Makita. I didn't like it at first. It's not bothering me as much anymore. I've had enough comments on the Makita videos of people saying why they like the two battery concept, and they're kind of persuading me. And you get the onboard storage wrench with it. Now, even though I really, really like the Ridgid positive stops on the bevel, I think Makita probably does it better than anybody. You don't have as many positive stops. You only got the 22.5, you got the 45 degree and the 56 degree bevel. But all you have to do is flip that switch to where you want it to stop, and it works flawlessly. I mean, check it out how smooth that is, and it literally just stops. I'm so impressed all the time when I use these on the Makita saw. It's just so well done. Now, the maximum cut up depth at 90 degrees with this saw, you're looking at 2 5/8 of an inch. And FYI, I think this is where the Raptor hook would go, but I didn't get one in the box with this, so The saw also gives you 6,000 RPM on it. The comfort on this saw is amazingly well done. You also get a 3 LED light right down here. It is definitely brighter than the Ridgids. Now, they state that this saw weighs 10.5 pounds without the battery, and I gotta be honest with you, it doesn't seem that heavy. The Ridgid actually seems heavier to me. As far as it goes with the depth adjustment, super simple to adjust. You just flip that lever, lock it into place, it ain't going anywhere. And you got the 2 11/16 inch cutting capacity at 90 degrees. So, right off the bat, this thing is built amazingly. The only issue that I have with this saw, oh, by the way, there's your tether hole right there, but it is the guard. You'll see, even again, we have full reviews for both of these saws. It holds up on me a couple times during the cuts. I have not had any other issues with the Makita saws, but I think that it might be a fluke with this saw. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Makita, because other people are saying that they have not had that issue. So maybe it's just this unit. So now it is time to use and abuse, slice and dice. We're going to take this treated 6x6 and we're just going to slice it up. We're going to take this, we're going to do a plunge cut first on the Makita. It's really hard because I am right-handed. I don't like the right blade. So a little bit of bogging down towards the end when I gave it a little bit more oomph. But now what we're going to do is just go straight down through that treated 6x6. You can see that guard already getting hung up. It drives me nuts. So let me try it again. There we go. Check out that dust blowing out the side. Does a really good job. Really well done on that dust extraction. Now that blade guard threw me off a little bit, so yeah, I'm a little bit, well, not straight. But that said, a lot of people lift that guard up anyway when they go to start cutting, and it's not a big deal to a lot of people. Me personally, I don't like putting my fingers near the blades if I don't have to. All right, we did stop right there. We didn't bind up or anything. It just, I don't know, lost the power. So let's try it again. That's real smooth, like. So that's a little bit of bog down, but I can be honest with you, I don't see you guys cutting these treated 4x4s with a saw, but we're putting it to the test. Look at that discharge though, it's just excellent. Hardly any vibration in that saw either. It's just so smooth. Oh yeah, before we get to that Ridgid saw, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any other tool duels. Alright, great showing by Makita. Again, very comfortable, very little vibration. Just well done. Let me know what you think. Now, let's check out the Ridgid. We're going to do a plunge right now. Ridgid seeming like it just went down through like nada, like butter. Let's see what it does on this treated 6x6. Now I will tell you, for both saws, this treated 6x6 is moist. So it is a little bit tougher for both saws to cut through, but let's check her out. So definitely a little bit more bogged down on the Ridgid, but check this out. constant clog up on the dust chute. Let's try that again. You can see in the beginning it starts spitting it out, and then all of a sudden it just clogs up again. So not real happy with that at all. Didn't have any issues with the Makita. You can see right there where it starts shooting out the front instead of the back. Now I will say that on 2x4s that I've used this on, I've never had this issue with it, but with the treated 6x6, constant clog, where the Makita, I have had no issues. Let's try it again. All right, let's try this at a different angle so you can see it. That time not as bad. Still got a little bit in there, got to clean it out. Again, I've never had this issue on anything else. I mean, obviously we're going above and beyond what you would do with the circular saw, but again, it is testing. Let's try a different angle here. And down towards the end, clogged up again. Alright, once I get this cleaned out, let's try a couple cross cuts across the treated 6x6 and see what it can do. So we're going to grab the Makita first, and both of these are around 360 cross cuts on a 2x4. So let's check it out. Not having too much issue with that guard. I will tell you there are a couple of parts in here that I do get hung up on. And even for that blade being on the right, the line of sight for me is still pretty good. Even on the ridge, it's still pretty good. I like the blade on the left, but here's a different angle for you. You can see I'm getting hung up on that guard. You know, sometimes I just get stuck and it won't let me go anywhere. I have to push down a little bit on the back just to get it to go, or I have to lift up the guard manually, which I don't like, but it's very frustrating for me. All right, let's try that Ridgid now, see what it does. Same thing here. The discharge is definitely working a lot better because we're not taking as much down. So it's almost like it's giving itself a little bit more time to clean itself out before it gets all gunked up. The power is definitely there on the Ridgid, just not as much as the Makita. The Makita is definitely a lot smoother and definitely a lot more powerful. Alright, I want to do one more thing. Let's try a 45-degree cut on each saw through this treated 4x4 and see which one does what. Definitely super smooth cuts with the Makita. This is so awkward for me. I really do not like these blades on the right. There you go, no issue at all. Let's try the Ridgid doing the same thing here. Alright, let's get this lined up, and here we go. Definitely a little bit more bogged down on the Ridgid. Alright, it stopped right there. Let's try it again. All right, here are my thoughts on this. The Ridgid, you got the lifetime service agreement, which is always great. Something happens with that saw, you take it back, you get another one, they send you another one. They're both built very well. They're both really powerful, and you're not going to use these saws for this type of work. You're not going to be cutting through treated 6x6 with them. So this was a bit overkill, but it goes to show you which one's pulling more power. And if you ask me, I think the Makita clearly took it. Now, even though that guard is driving me nuts, I truly believe that it might just be this unit, this saw itself. I've never had issues with the Makita before, but for me, the Makita was just smoother. It was just more sleek, more powerful. You could definitely feel it in your hands, a little bit more comfortable. The Ridgid Octane held its own. It did a very good job, but a lot more bogging down. And the dust chute just not working very well for the application that we were using for today. You are paying a little bit more for the Makita. You're looking at $199 compared to the $140 something. You also get the 36 volt compared to the 18 volt. So really it's up to you and what you're using it for. I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know who won this tool duel. Was it the Makita 36 volt or the Ridgid Octane? And again, if you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of these. Come on over and say hi to us on the Instagram page at Tool Review Zone. And with that said, we will be back with more tool duels soon.